Well, this is how this video starts. Welcome back to Lucore Automotive. We got to do some repair on a C10. Be right with you.
Welcome back to Lucore Automotive Services. Today I'm working on a dragger. This thing lays frame. And he's got blocks in the back so he can make sparks while he's running down the freeway. Pretty cool old truck, 63, 62, something like that. Chevrolet. It almost made it to us driving in here. He was actually going up the road, but he ended up stranded just up yonder on the roundabout. And I'll show you why here in just a second when we get it up in the air. He got every penny's worth out of those wheel bearings. How's that guy come off? Not like that. I guess I got to scratch the wheel with a screwdriver. Just like that. So I'll do it in the same spot. Hey, there it is. I had a feeling the nut came off. The nut behind the wheel. So this washer that goes on the outside of that bearing is supposed to have a tab on it, and that tab locks in here to keep it from spinning, and when this spins it does this exact problem. Where'd the nut go? Here's the inner race. It's got some bearings melted to it. That's a small one. It'll be fine. Good thing that brake caliper was holding that wheel on there. literally what was going on. Does that have a number on it? I hope. This might be a challenge to find parts for. Mark! I don't know what they are, but can you find them for me? Alright, let's pull this caliper off real quick. Brake pads worn at an angle. Over here you can see where it was just chewing it away. So this is an aftermarket knuckle, and it needs a knuckle because the spindle is destroyed. I'm going to see if I can at least get this thing mobile, because I can't have this truck sit on my rack for a week while we try and figure out where this knuckle came from, let alone try and find one. And is all methed up. This is a 3/4 20 thread. Seeing as how it's standard, I would guess. Let me get some oil. Well, my threads are good enough that I'll be able to put a castle nut on it, so that's good. Ooh, now they're getting rough. Oh, don't you gall on me. Don't you do it. You're gonna gall on me. I even oiled it. Come on, man. Really? Goose frabba. Yep, he galled on me. That sucks. So yes, it still needs a knuckle. Now I'm really going to tear up these threads. We thought they were bad before. I guess my tool's screwed now too. That is not better. You piece of garbage. Yeah, that's great. That'll be alright for lot driving. Alright, so I pulled the other side off to get bearings out of the rotor so I can do bearing identification by part number. I'm going to take a grinder and grind the outside of this spindle so that the bearing will fit over it. I'm going to put new bearings on it, put it back together, and we'll figure out what the customer wants to do with it from there. We'll have to get parts ordered. The spindle is compromised, it's heat destroyed, so it's going to need a new knuckle. Bearings, pads, rotor will probably be fine. We can change the bearing races out of it. So, repack the wheel bearings, put it all back together. Oh, and the washer that got sheared from heat. So it has to have a tab to hold it in place. So that's what we'll do. Let's get grinding. That's a winner. So we ground all the highs down, and now my outer bearing from the other side will slide onto this side. So I'm going to go hunt down some bearings. The threads on this galled on me with my thread chaser, probably because it was ground super flat here, and the thread chaser doesn't really cut threads, so I'll should have gone on, cleaned it off a couple times, and I don't have a 3/4 20 tap because that's a really big tap, but I should have hit that with a tap instead of the thread chaser. But I tried something to make it better, and I made it worse. That happens sometimes. I mean, the thing was already screwed and it needed replaced, so anything that makes it better, makes the nut hold, will be fine. And I think the nut will be fine for at least until we get the new spindle in place. It'll allow me to get this thing mobile and off the rack. Although this thing doesn't go high enough for me to set the rack under it, so I'm probably gonna have to hook it up to the stinger every time I put it on a rack, because that seems to be the easiest way to get the lift feet under it. Which is one of the reasons shops hate lowered vehicles, because they're a pain in the rumsky to get set up on the rack, and that's why people charge you more for working on lowered cars. Alright, so I pulled the passenger side apart. That allowed me to get part numbers. I guessed at a 1968 C10 pickup truck for bearings, and those actually interchanged with what's installed on this. So that worked out pretty well. I got a lucky guess on that one. So I got new inner and outer bearings, inner and outer bearing races, new race seals or inner seals, and a new nut and washer kit for that side. I put this side together. I repacked the bearings, set the bearing preload, put a new seal on it, put it all back together. And this side's done, so now it's time for me to put the races back into the other rotor, put that side back together, which allows me to at least lot drive this. It's probably going to be okay to drive it around, but I'm going to recommend the guy replace the spindle on that driver's side, because it's pretty foobar. And since the threads are compromised, you know, I can't say, hey, yeah, you'll be fine, because if he does have a failure, then they'll say, hey, you said I'd be fine, and it wasn't. So, new spindle needs to be ordered, and we got to figure out where he got that from. He told me where he got it, and I can't remember what the name of it was. His front suspension system's marked out with SMF, so it's something fabrications, I'm sure. I don't know. We'll figure that out here soon enough. But let me get this driver's side back together and keep moving forward, because that's all you can do. Luckily for me, one of my parts suppliers had the bearings in stock. They were able to pick them up and deliver them today, which is awesome, because that means this is one less thing I have to worry about tomorrow. And this was not on our schedule. This just kind of magically dropped in, and that happens sometimes. New bearing. I suppose I can just weld it in there. I'm kidding. Can't do that. That's not a thing. See, it has a tang on it. It keeps this from rotating and turning the nut loose. Not horrible. Still needs a knuckle. Not quite there yet. I honestly don't remember what size those are. 1 1/16 will work. That's too tight. You don't actually want to set your bearings tight. It's basically only finger tight on these. I want to make sure I have it. Yeah, okay. So I don't have any lateral play. Basically the weight of the wrench closing on it. And I'm right there, so just go like that. Good to go. Drop the cotter key in there, put the dust cap on it, and I can get this thing out of my way. It's got a little play in it, but I'm going to let it fly because I'm not sure I can tighten that nut down anymore. At least it'll be lot drivable, so that's good. Not sure I can get this off the rack without putting it back on the wrecker. Nope. Not gonna happen. Is it enough? No, it's not. Oh, just enough. Pressure's running. Well, that's it for today. Thanks for watching. Click like, subscribe, leave us a comment below. Tell us what you think about a Bagger early 60s C10. I think it looks pretty cool. Pretty cool ride, LS. Airbags, glaze frame, kills wheel bearings. I don't know what exactly killed the wheel bearing on this one, but it's kind of fixed for now. We will talk to him tomorrow and see what he wants us to do. If he wants to have us change the spindle, or if he wants to roll the dice, take this thing home, and put a spindle on himself. That may happen. I think, as I recall, he built this truck, so he's perfectly capable of doing it. But sometimes when you break it down on the other side of town, you need to just drop it off at a shop and say, here, fix my stuff. At any rate, you guys have a great day out there. We'll see you soon. Stay safe out there.